Ken Rosenthal from The Athletic says that the Texas Rangers and White Sox have reportedly engaged in recent discussions regarding Dylan Cease. Woo! The White Sox desired return is in the range of these players: Zeke Duran, Brock Porter, Jack Leiter.
See ya.
Cease, 28. A target for teams like the Rangers for two main reasons. One, he's good. Finished 2023 with a 7-9 record, a 4.58 ERA, a 1.41 whip, 214 Ks in 177 innings, made 33 starts. His third straight season over 200 strikeouts.
You know what he is? He is the anti-Jordan Montgomery.
I mean, the peripherals look really good on him.
Right. Jordan Montgomery has average at best stuff, and all he does is win and not allow runs. Dylan Cease has the best pitch in the sport, arguably, his slider. It is. You could make the case it's the best. It's the best slider in the sport, if you believe several articles that have talked about his spin rate and all the. It's fantastic. It's a nasty pitch.
Wow.
He may not know where it's going, but it's a nasty pitch. But he's got there's like an AJ Burnett to him. Just great stuff.
Yeah.
Never puts it together, but great stuff. And he's the anti-Jordan Montgomery. I know that there's several teams that right now that are in on him.
Each of the last 4 years, Dylan Cease has led the majors in either walks or wild pitches.
Yeah.
Like
they know where it's going.
His location isn't always great. The command isn't always great, but his stuff is really good. I mean, he was second in Cy Young voting in 22.
So he's not an ace.
He has ace stuff.
He's got ace stuff. I mean, look, please, I am not comparing the two, but there was a time where Nolan Ryan couldn't find the plate. He was always going to get a job because he had the best arm in the sport, and he had good secondary pitches, but his fast, he was going to always find a job, and if only somebody could figure him out. There's no idea what the sky is, and Dylan Cease is like, there's an AJ, like I said, he's AJ Burnett. He's got amazing stuff. He's got a very, very live arm. But like you could go up against him one day and not even consider touching the ball. You'd never even think about it.
I do think he's better than Burnett. I get the comparison. I think but I do think he's a little more put together than Burnett was, and I think his stuff is even better than Burnett's. But I get the comparison for sure. To me, it's if you trade for Dylan Cease, he's not your ace right now on the staff, depending on how much Evaldi looks like Evaldi did last year. If Evaldi looks like he did in the first half, Evaldi's your ace. But if Evaldi looks like he did in the second half when he was hurt, Cease would probably be your best pitcher.
Now, why would the Rangers still be sniffing around an ace and not re-signing Jordan Montgomery or going to get Blake Snell? Well, Cease has 2 more years of club control, and he's going to make just $8 million this season before entering arbitration one more time ahead of 2025. So he's going to be much cheaper. So you could eventually have a rotation of Evaldi, DeGrom, Scherzer, throw Cease into that as well. And then Evan Grant, Rangers insider Dallas Morning News, reporting yesterday, White Sox scouts have descended in droves upon Rangers camp this week.
Good.
So what about the compensation? You already said see ya. Zeke Duran, Jack Leiter, Brock Porter. Porter is the number 4 prospect in the Rangers farm system, according to MLB.com. The number 88 overall prospect in baseball. Leiter is considered the team's number 8 prospect.
So here's the thing, right? How you got to figure out, is he locked or not? Like Duran, what's Duran's starting role here?
Right.
He's an injury replacement. Okay, so you have to recognize that you've got to give up something to get something.
You got a log jam on the infield for sure.
They do. I mean, they're about to have a log jam on the outfield.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So all right. So Duran, you don't want to have to give him up, but you give him up. Leiter, I mean, you have to figure out, like, you know him better than anybody. Do you see signs? Because if not, you've got to strike while there still is a fire burning with his name,
and not have a Cole Reagans 2.0.
That's it. Make sure it's not Reagans. Make sure you didn't misidentify it.
So Dylan Cease in the news with the rumors and the headlines. You guys,
I would cease all questions about making this deal. Just do it.
The one that would be tough is if Porter's good, because Porter pitched well last year, his first year. Like, I mean, he had some control issues, but I mean, that's a guy who was like 13 strikeouts per 9 at A-ball. Like, he's the one that they were most excited about. That's why they took Kumar Rocker third, was because they wanted the slot money and the negotiation and everything else that they were doing. And so
he's got one flaw. He chose to go to Clemson over Tennessee. That's really it. But that's his major flaw. But
you surprised we're not seeing like bigger names and prospects, higher ranked prospects being thrown into this for Cease? Does this feel like the Rangers could maybe get away with one here?
Get away in terms of like giving up nothing?
Not nothing, but you surprised like bigger names prospect wise aren't drawing the White Sox attention more? Maybe they are. These are just the reports.
Yeah, maybe they are. I mean, it all matters. Like, they've been having him on the trade block for a while. No one's bit yet. No one's given him what they wanted. I know the Yankees were talking to him the other day. I think the Mets were talking to the White Sox the other day. You've got to find out what the other options are out there. At the end of the day, like these guys could turn out to be great pitchers, but they might be misses. Or as the fan text brings it up, you could always just sign Trevor Bauer and keep everybody.
Yeah, look, I mean, the White Sox probably look at it as that is a good return. Like, they know they've got an MLB hit tool in Duran. Porter would be the top prospect, the top pitching prospect in the Rangers organization, and somebody who's considered generally like around a top 100 prospect. And then they'd be buying low on Leiter, who was just a couple years ago considered the like one of the top talents in the draft. He went number 2. So like, I think the White Sox will probably view it as like, this is a pretty decent haul, especially for an off-season trade and a guy who's been marked with inconsistencies.
All right, last night, speaking of inconsistent, the Dallas Stars did not finish the job.
Montour gathers it in out of his skates. Here's Verhage across. Barkov puts it in front. Score! Barkov sets up Kachuk, and the Panthers have 4 in a row.
Stars were up 3-0 against Florida, and that is how it ended on Panthers TV. Panthers with the best record in the NHL. 3 third-period goals to rally, capitalizing on Stars' penalties. They went 3 for 4 on the power play. They have now won 14 of their last 16. Stars' 5-game winning streak is over.
Yeah, this was a tough loss, and there's those points in games where you're like, okay, like file that away. That could be something that comes back to bite them. And then it was the Bobrovsky save on our boy Stankassen early on. Great save. And that would have been 4 goals for the Stars. They would have at least gotten a point out of it, but that kind of, I don't know, that didn't turn the tables in the game by any stretch because the Stars scored after that. But still, it was a huge save at the time. And in the end, it turned out to be the difference in the game.